All right, Unit 1, Lesson 5 continued on the second page. I believe we're on number 5 now. I'm doing them on this other paper so you can see a little better. Remember, the process is to discover the LCD. So the LCD, the first step is the LCD. So the LCD for this one, all you have is x and an 8. So that's the LCD. Every term in the problem needs to be multiplied by the LCD. So second step would be to reduce. So if you can, here I'm going to write it off to the side. So this is 8x times x plus 4 divided by an x. So you're going to get rid of the x's there. That gets rid of the fraction, and you're left with 8 times, I didn't mean to write x twice there, x plus 4. All right, and this one is 8x times 5 divided by 8. So the 8's reduce away. So you're left with 5x. And then you have 8x times 2 divided by x. The x's go away, so this is equal to 16. Okay. Let's see. Then we need to distribute. Combine like terms. Sorry, that's here. Let me go with a different color. Like terms. There's two variable terms in this expression on this side of the equation, right? 8 minus 5 is 3x. And then we want to move this 32 to the other side. That's going to equal 16. 3 into 16, oops, that was a negative 32, so that's negative there. So x, here, let me write it up here. X equals negative 16 over 3 for number 5. All right, number 6. Number 6, the LCD is clearly a minus 2. So that's going to be this times a minus 2, this times a minus 2, and this times a minus 2. All right, so that way the a minus 2 crosses out. That doesn't leave you 0. Make sure you keep the 1, okay? And this is going to be 4 times a minus 2. And this one is going to cross out, so you're left with the 3. So 1 minus 4a. Let's distribute all of this. I should be doing this a different color. Here and then here. And then combine like terms. And move that 9 over. Did I drop it? I dropped a negative way back up here. There was a negative, so this should have been a negative 3, negative 3, negative. So this is negative 12. Sorry, for a equals a positive. Negative 12 divided by negative 4 is a positive 3. That is an easy checker. Remember what we're doing. Here, let's not write an A. Let's write a 3. Substitute that back in. When you have an equation, you can always check. All right, so this is going to be 1 over 1 or 1, right? Minus 4 equals negative 3 over, this is going to be negative 3 over 1, which is a negative 3, and this is going to be negative 3 equals negative 3. So that works. Just saying. If it's an equation, you can always check. Okay. Number 7. Got enough paper here. Let's go over here. 7. For 7, you still need to find the LCD, which is that right there. That's your LCD because that comes out, it's a perfect square minus a perfect square. The root of here and here, so that's what that is. So that is both of these other denominators are factors of this one. So this is the LCD. So that one's going to remain the same, but we're still going to multiply everything by the a squared minus 25. I'm showing my work here by doing this like this. Okay, so this is going to cross out and give me negative 4a. This one, though, if you want to break that up, that's going to be a plus 5, a minus 5, and the minus 5 is going to get reduced away. So this is going to be plus a plus 5. Sorry for the scribbliness here. And this one's a plus 5, a minus 5. So the plus 5s go away, and you're left with a minus 5. Okay? So combine like terms. That's a 1a, if you need to put the 1 in there, so that's negative 3a plus 5 equals a minus 5. So let's move the a's over. Move this 5 this way. You're going to get 4a, negative 4a equals a negative 10. Divided by a negative 4 is a equals 10 over 4, which is the same as 5 over 2. Don't forget to reduce at the end. All right, that was number 7. Let's see if we can fit number 8 on here. Number 8's extremely similar. You can go ahead and decide to put that negative up at the top with the 9. That works best, I think, so you don't lose it. All right, and x squared plus 2x minus 3 is the same as x plus 3x minus 1. So clearly that last term is your LCD. So that means this one's going to get multiplied. X plus 1 is going to be multiplied by, here, let me write it out. Let me not shortcut anything. Everything's being multiplied by the LCD, right? Let's just put that in there. Oops, that's a minus 1. All right, so that means then, that means the negative 1 gets crossed out, so you're left with x plus 1, x plus 3 equals, cross out these, negative 9 times that, plus, all that gets crossed out, plus 8, okay? Then this needs to be put together. So this is FOIL. Let's FOIL. So x times x is x squared plus 3x plus 1x plus 3. That is, combined like terms, that's x squared plus 4x plus 3. And then this side is negative 9x plus 9 plus 8. This is negative plus 17. Okay, so the x squared's on the left side, so we want to keep it there because we want to keep it positive. So that means I'm going to move my 9x over this way and move the 17 over this way. So I have 0 on this side because I'm obviously going to be factoring. So this is x squared plus 13x minus 14. That is the same as x. Let's see, positive and then a negative is a positive and then a negative. And then if I make the 14 positive, the 1 goes over here. Excuse me. Sorry. And then set each factor to equal to 0. Don't need the parentheses anymore. X plus 14 equals 0. X minus 1 equals 0. Minus 14, get the x alone on one side. And this would be a positive 1. Yep. Oops. That's a positive 1. And when I get whole numbers, I need to go back and check if there are any extraneous answers. So 14, we don't mind about that. But the positive 1, right? Let's see if I have do I have another? Here, let me highlight. Right here. See that that's a x minus 1 right there. If I were to put a solution that's a positive 1, that's going to make that rational expression right there undefined. And it will also make that one undefined. So this solution that we have here is extraneous, so it's not listed. Do not put it in as part of the solutions to the system because it's not allowed to be, because it makes a rational expression undefined. Okay? Let's see if I got more paper here. There we go. All right, so number 9. All right, this one is probably these two factored. Let me check. X squared minus x minus 42. So an x minus and a minus would be a plus and a minus. And factors of 42 that are 1 apart would be a 7 and a 6. And if I'm supposed to get a negative x in the middle, then the 7, the bigger one, has to be negative, and that's the positive one. So that's my LCD. So that's what I'm going to be multiplying everything by. All right. So get rid of this one. So this is now going to be x times x minus 7. Get rid of this one. So this is going to be, if you write all this out like this, I know it's a lot of work, but that's how I don't make errors all over the place. I get as much out of my head as I can and onto the paper. So I don't make mistakes as I'm working through these. And it makes good notes to explain to other people how you got the answer. And it's a good way to show your work on. It's just a really good habit to keep. Really, really recommend it. All right, I distributed. I'm going to combine like terms. And then make a decision here. All this has to come together. Obviously, this has to move to the left side because we want to keep that x squared positive, so this needs to go this way. That's really important. If you took this x squared and moved it over, you're going to get a negative x squared, and we can't do that. We can't factor that, so don't do that. I'm adding the opposite, is what I call it. So that makes 0 on this side. And then over here, I'm adding things up. I'm going to check my signs real quick. Oh, yeah, I put that a plus. All right. So x squared minus x minus, what, 42? Oh, whoa. Didn't we just see that? X minus 7, x plus 6 equals 0, so x So x would be a positive 7 and a negative 6. Well, neither one of those I can use, because that would make that undefined and that undefined, and together they make those undefined. So that's just not a choice. So that means my real answer is no solution. Okay? That's what that means. I did work for x. X solves for 7 and negative 6, but they're both extraneous solutions. So we do not list them as solutions. In fact, both of them are, so my final answer is no solution. Okay? All right, last one. Yeah, no solution means there's nothing that was going to work for x to make that a true statement. All right, so this looks like a weird one. What's the LCD? The LCD of these two multiplied together, because they don't have any factors in common, so you multiply them together like that, and multiply each of the terms by the LCD, okay? Excuse me. So reduce away, oops, parentheses, people, one step at a time. And then it's weird, that 1 times all that is all that. All right, so we need to distribute this side. And then distribute this side. And then actually FOIL this side. Okay, and then I need to combine like terms. Let's see, there's an x term there and an x term there. So negative 2x, positive 15, positive 49. 15. Hang on. Plus 3. Sorry, just checking my work against the key real quick, because I was doing this kind of fast, and I had a 25 up here, which would be, wait, where'd I get the 3? Oh, that's a 5. That's what the problem is. Sorry, right here, if you get too sloppy, you're like me, and you won't be able to read your own handwriting. I apologize. That's a 5. Therefore, that's a 25. Okay. So then that's how you get the 74. Okay. Got to check that stuff. All right, I'm trying to do the last one fast here, and that's just not going to work for me. All right, now, I don't want to move the x squared to the left. I want to keep it positive. So what I'm going to do is move these terms this way. So I can get my 0 now on that side. All right, try to be a little flexible about that. That's the way this works. And, oops. Try to keep, okay, I'm just losing it here on the last one. That goes away, and this is a negative 109. And the problem is that 109 is not a perfect square, okay? So this is not going to factor out. So this is where I put this on here, because I think that one of these are in the homework. What you need to do is move the 109 back over here. Okay, you're allowed to do that. And And then in the next couple sections, we're going to show you how to remove things. But right now, you know how to take the square root of 109, right? Put it in your calculator. And you're going to get a run-on decimal. But when you take the square of things, you want to take the positive and the negative. So put that in your calculator. You should get 10.44030, and it's going to keep on going. Okay? That's what you're going to have to do, put as an answer, and that's what the homework wants. Okay? Round it where they tell you to. Okay? They probably tell you the tenths place or the hundredths place. So plus or minus 10 point, that would be the hundredths place, right? The tenths place would be 10.4. Okay? What was the rounding rules? The rounding rules are 4. Oh, there was a saying. Gosh darn it. 5 and up, round it up. 4 and below, let it go. That's it. Okay? Thank you.